Good morning, students. As you know, in previous class we have completed qualitative analysis. There you have come across different qualitative methods. Now come to another topic. It is related to physics and chemistry. That is electrochemistry. As you know, you want to do any work, energy is required. Energy is available or found in nature in different forms, that is light energy, solar energy, heat energy, mechanical energy, potential energy, kinetic energy, so on. So you want to do the work, energy is required, energy is available in the nature in different forms, and we are in position to convert one form of the energy to the another form. Now our topic is deals about the relation between the electrical energy and chemical reactions. Vice versa. I mean to say that how the chemical energy is utilizing to produce the electricity and how the electricity is using in carrying out the chemical reactions. So here in this chapter we are going to discuss about the related chemistry, electrochemistry, significance, importance of the electricity in chemical reactions and production of electricity through chemical reactions. Now come to a brief introduction about the relation between the chemistry and electricity. The connection between chemistry and electricity is a very old one, going back to Alderson of Voltas. In 1973, the electricity could be produced by placing two dissimilar metals on opposite sides of the moistened paper. He has proved that. And Nicholson and Carlson, they have prepared a primary battery as a source for electric current. And Nicholson Cressel at the same time they have proved that separated oxygen and hydrogen from water. So this is the relation. This next Berzelius could purpose that atoms are electrified, hydrogen and metals being positive, non-metals negative. In electrolysis, applied voltage was thought to overpower the attraction between these opposite charges, falling electrified atoms apart in the form of ions. It would be almost exactly 100 years later before shared electron pair theory of Johann Lewis could offer a significant improvement over this view of chemical. Before going to discuss about the electrochemistry chapter, and we should come across the frequent some standard words, and we should be aware of that definitions and meaning units of every physical term which you are coming across here. So first one is that electric current. We frequently use the word current. What is current? If you take the conductor, through the cross section of the conductor, the number of charged particles passing or crossing in 1 second is defined as a current. The rate at which charge flows through a surface of the cross section of a wire. So that is known as current. Electric current. Now electric charge is equal to electric current into time, or electric charge Q is equal to I into T. I is the current, T is the time. Now electric current is equal to is the ratio electric charge by time. As you know, charge is measured in coulombs, time is measured in seconds. Coulombs per second is equal to ampere. So here 1 ampere means 1 coulomb charge is passing or crossing the cross section of the conductor in 1 second is known as 1 ampere current. Electric potential is the amount of work needed to move a unit of charge from a reference point to a specific point inside the field without producing an acceleration. So electric potential is nothing but a work to be done, to bring a unipositive charge from infinity place to under electric field is known as electric potential. Electric potential is equal to V is equal to V. Now come to electrical resistance. We frequently use the word resistance. Electrical resistance. Resistance is nothing but it is the opposition to flow of current in an electric circuit. Resistance converts electrical energy to thermal energy, and in this regard is similar to mechanical friction. Resistance are said to be despite electrical energy as heat. Resistance equation. Now I can see the equation R, in that R is equal to rho L by A. So here resistance definitions. Resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to its cross-sectional area. Rho is the proportionality constant. It is also known as specific resistance. Specific resistance. When a unit length conductor, this means length is 1 centimeter, area is 1 centimeter square. If you are taken, then resistance will become to specific resistance. Specific resistance. Generally, resistance is measured in ohms, milliohms, microohms, mega ohms, etc. Now, Ohm's law. As you people know, it's a familiar V is equal to IR. V is the potential is equal to product of current and resistance. Or resistance is equal to potential by current. So here, based on the resistance, you can see for example, you can take the current is the 1 ampere. So current is measured in amperes, resistance is measured in ohms, and current is resistance is shown with the ohm symbol. I can see in that screen. Now the voltage 9 volts is applied to a device. The current is measured to be 2 ampere. Then the value of resistance. You can, when the voltage and ampere is given, current is given, you can measure the resistance, that is 4.5 volts. Ohms. Materials that are classified based on the Ohm's law. Metals are ohmic resistors. Ohmic resistors. Metalloids are semiconductors or not. Ohmic resistors. Now, specific resistance is also known as resistivity. Specific resistance or resistivity, it is the resistance offered by a material or a solution occupying 1 centimeter cube volume. It is measured in ohm centimeter in CGS system or ohm meter in SI system. You can see the equation in the diagram. Specific resistance is equal to resistance A by L, where R is the resistance of the conductor, A is the cross-sectional area of the conductor, L is the length of the conductor. You can see resistivity formula. Rho is equal to R A by L. Ohm units resistance is measured in ohms. Area is measured in centimeter square. Length is measured in centimeter. The units of resistivity is ohm centimeter. Ohm centimeter. Now come to our main topic, that is electrochemistry. At beginning I told you people where we are dealing between electrical and chemical energy, and we are using electrical energy to perform the chemical reactions. At the same time, we are conducting chemical reactions to produce the electricity. So now, galvanic cell. What is galvanic cell? What is significance or importance of the galvanic cell? You can see at the screen, you can diagram. There are two vessels. In that vessels, salts are there, copper sulfate and zinc sulfate salts, and respective metals rods. In zinc sulfate, zinc rod, copper sulfate, copper rod are suspended, and there is a salt bridge between the two vessels, and metal rods which are connected to a conductor externally, and it is connected to a valve. And if you see that there is no any voltage difference or voltmeter, volt battery, when you are connected in this manner as shown in the figure, we are finding that the bulb is glowing. How does it possible? Here chemical reaction is taking place and chemical energy is converting into electrical energy. Galvanic cell is the best example to show that chemical energy is converting into electrical energy. So galvanic cell is converting chemical energy to electrical energy. Now come to electrolytic cell. What is electrolytic cell? Electrolytic cell consists a vessel in which an electrolyte is used, which is in molten form or in aqueous state, and there are two metal rods which are connected to the battery positive and negative terminal. The metal rod which is connected to the positive terminal is known as anode. The metal rod which is connected to the negative terminal is known as cathode. In electrolytic cell, we are consuming electrical energy to perform the chemical reactions. Very particularly, electrolytic reduction, electrolytic purification, etc. and electroplating. These are the examples to use electrical energy to carry out chemical reactions. So in an electrolytic cell, we are separating the metals from the salts by a process is known as electrolysis. Lysis is nothing but breaking by using electrical energy. The working principle of electrolytic cell. Here, when you subject the potential difference, the salt which is taken in molten form or aqueous state in the vessel is known as electrolyte. The substance which is to be subjected to electrolysis is known as electrolyte. Electrolyte. So here first ionization is taking place. The salt is converted into ions, that is cations and anions. Cations moves toward the cathode, anions move toward the anode. As you know, cathode is positive in charge, anode is negative in charge. So they move in the respective electrodes at the cathode. The cathode is excess of negatively charged particle. Cations gains electrons from cathode. They are converting into neutral atom. The process which takes place at cathode is nothing but reduction. Gain of electrons is known as reduction. At the anode is positive in charge, excess of positive charge particles are present. These anions, they give electrons to the anode. I mean, they lost the electrons, they are undergoing oxidation. So, general working principle of an electrolytic cell, this ionization is taking place. After that, oxidation and reduction will take place. Right. Now come to difference between resistance and conductance. As you know, resistance is a measure of friction of a compound, or you can say that it is a opposing power. Resistance is the opposing power. So it is denoted with capital R. Units of resistance. So now what is conductance? The reciprocal of resistance is known as conductance. Reciprocal of resistance is known as conductance. C is equal to 1 by R. C is equal to 1 by R. You can see representation of conductance is equal to 1 by resistance. So the reciprocal of resistance is known as conductance. Electrical energy, electrical conductance. In electrical conductance, energy is transported through matter in the form of current. The electrical charge carries maybe electrons, as in case of metals, or it may be positive or negative ions, as in case of electrolytic solutions or molten salts. When a potential difference is applied, metal process lose electrons, and in metallic conductor the flow of current is due to flow of electrons from one end to another end, an electric field that arises. Conductance. It is generally observed when the resistance low. More current flows through the substance. Conductance is equal to 1 by R, or again conductance is inversely proportional to resistance. The reciprocal of electrical resistance is called conductance or conductivity. A current flows through a conductor in the present topic electrochemistry. Electrolytic solutions are dealt with, in which the flow of electricity is discussed rather than resistance offered by substance. Hence, the conductivity of a solution is defined reciprocal of a systems, that is conductance. The units of electrical conductivity are also reciprocal of ohm. The conductance units are ohm inverse or mho. The electrical conductance units ohm or ohm inverse or mho. For example, if a solution has a resistance 10 ohms, its conductivity will be 1 by 10 ohm inverse or 1 by 10 mho. In short, resistance of 10 ohms, conductance of 1 by 10 mhos. Specific conductance. It is observed that resistance R of a conductor is directly proportional to its length, inversely proportional to its cross-sectional area, where P is the proportionality constant called specific resistance, and resistivity, its value depends upon the material of the conductor. Now, specific conductance is equal to the resistance when you have taken the length area of the conductor unit or 1 centimeter. Okay. So thus resistance is defined as the resistance of a specimen of material with a unit length and unit area of cross section. In other words, resistivity is the resistance of centimeter cube of material. Now, Thus, conductance vary with dimensions of cell, area of the electrodes, and the distance between that. The electrodes, to avoid the dependence of conductance on these factors, electrolytic conductivity or specific conductivity of the solution is used to instead of conductance. It is defined as the reciprocal of resistivity, thus shown with the K, that is kappa, is a specific conductivity and conductance of the solution. Conductance of the solution. Specific conductance. Electrolytic conductivity is nothing but 1 by rho. Specific conductance of a solution is defined as the conductance of a solution taken in a cell in which the electrodes a unit distance apart and have a unit area. Alternatively, it is also defined as conductance of 1 centimeter cube of the solution and electrode. In measuring specific conductance of aqueous solution of an electrolyte, the volume of the water in which certain amount of electrolyte is dissolved is always measured in cubic centimeters, is known as dilution. If the volume of the solution is VmL, the electrolytic conductance of the solution at this dilution is written as Kb. Units of resistivity or and electrolytic conductivity. Resistivity measured in ohm centimeter in CGS system, ohm meter in MKS system. Electrolytic conductivity measured in ohm inverse, centimeter inverse, or mho centimeter inverse in CGS system. Electrolytic conductivity in CGS system may be written as the reciprocal of ohm inverse. Ohm is nothing but ohm inverse. Ohm inverse is also known as Siemens. Electrolytic conductivity units Siemens centimeter universe. The SI units where the conductance is expressed in Siemens, length in meters, area in meter square. Electrolytic conductivity will be expressed in Siemens per meter. 1 Siemens per centimeter is equal to 100 Siemens per meter. 1 Siemens per meter is equal to 0.01 Siemens per centimeter. Electrolytic conductivity of a metallic conductor of a fixed length and fixed area of cross section is constant at constant temperature. But this is not so in case of an electrolyte. In an electrolyte, since the current is carried out by ions, a particular volume of solution may contain more or less ions depending upon its concentration. Therefore, electrolytic conductivity of a solution varies with concentration of the electrolytic solution. Electrolytic conductivity is an additive property, hence a number of electrolytes are present together in dilute solution. The total electrolytic conductivity is equal to sum of the electrolytic conductivities of the individual electrolytes present in the solution.